My wife laughed. You'll never be CEO. Just be grateful I stick around. Then she cheated with my boss to secure her own promotion and destroyed me in divorce. I quit quietly. 6 years later, I returned as the new owner of the company. Her face when she saw who was firing her. I, 34 male, was sitting in our kitchen when my wife said it. We'd been married 5 years. I was a senior project manager at a tech consulting firm, making decent money, around 95 grand. She was in sales, pulling in maybe 70. You know what your problem is? She said, not looking up from her wine. You think you're going places. You're not. You'll never be CEO. You'll never be executive anything. You're a worker bee. That's it. I stopped mid-bite. Where's this coming from? Reality. I'm just saying, maybe accept what you are and be grateful I stick around. That stung. A lot. But I loved her, so I swallowed it. Told myself she was having a bad day. Turns out she wasn't having a bad day. She was having an affair. Found out a few months later when she came home late for what felt like the 100th time. Her story kept changing. Client dinners, team drinks, late projects. I checked our phone bill online one night. Hundreds of texts to one number. My boss's number. My boss. The VP who kept passing me over for promotions, who'd been suddenly very friendly with my wife at company events. Confronted her that night. She didn't even try to deny it. Yeah, I've been seeing him. So what? So what? You're cheating on me with my boss. She actually shrugged. He's going somewhere. You're not. He's getting me promoted to regional sales director. What have you done for my career? This is about your career? Everything's about career. Grow up. You want to stay a project manager forever? Fine, I don't. I filed for divorce the next day. She filed a countersuit with a lawyer her boyfriend probably paid for. Accused me of emotional abuse, controlling behavior, financial manipulation. Complete lies. But in court, man's always the bad guy, until proven otherwise. The settlement was brutal. Lost the house, it was in both names, but she claimed she was scared of me, got a restraining order based on nothing, and the judge gave her primary residence. Had to move out of my own place. I got destroyed. She got the house, which meant I had to buy out half her equity, 85 grand I didn't have. She got the newer car. I had to pay her attorney fees because the judge bought her Victim Act. Walked away with my older car, my clothes, and about 15 grand in debt. My boss, her boyfriend, made work unbearable after that. Suddenly, every project I touched had issues. Every deadline was missed, even when it wasn't. He was building a case to fire me. I saw where this was headed. Started job hunting quietly. Found something at a competitor. Smaller company, same role, same pay. Not a promotion, but at least nobody there was sleeping with my ex-wife. Put in my notice. My boss smiled when I handed him the letter. Shame it didn't work out, but honestly, you weren't cut out for leadership here anyway. My ex-wife got her promotion right around then. Saw it on LinkedIn. Regional sales director. She posted a selfie with my old boss. Caption: when you work hard, the universe rewards you. The universe. Sure. I left quietly. No goodbye party. No farewell email. Just packed my desk and walked out. That was 6 years ago. Update 1. The first couple years after the divorce were rough. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Cheap apartment, instant noodles for dinner most nights, working insane hours to pay down the debt from the settlement. Tried dating, but trust issues don't make for great relationships. But I worked. Really worked. The competitor that hired me was smaller but hungry. They liked that I was hungry too. Got promoted to senior project manager within a year, director of operations by year 2. Then something clicked. Started seeing patterns other people missed. Inefficiencies in how companies operate. Opportunities everyone else overlooked. Started pitching process improvements that saved actual money. Big money. The executives noticed. VP of operations by year 3. I was 37, making 140 grand, finally crawling out of the financial hole the divorce put me in. Year 4, my company started acquiring smaller firms. I led the integration teams. Turned out I was really good at it, going into struggling companies, restructuring operations, making them profitable. The CEO started pulling me into strategy meetings, acquisitions, mergers, expansion plans. He was grooming me, though I didn't see it at first. Year 5, I made SVP, 210,000 salary plus equity, paid off all the divorce debt, had savings, had stock options that were actually worth something. Then came the opportunity that changed everything. My company's private equity backers wanted to expand into my old firm's market segment. Two options: compete directly or acquire. Acquisition made more sense financially. My old company had gone downhill. My ex-boss had been promoted to CEO a couple years after I left. Yeah, my ex-wife's boyfriend running the whole show. Under his leadership, they'd lost major clients, missed targets repeatedly, and were bleeding talent. Stock price tanked. They were perfect acquisition targets. I was in the room when our CEO brought it up. "What do you know about this firm?" "Worked there 8 years, know it inside and out." "Perfect. You'll lead due diligence. If we buy them, you'll run the integration." The deal took about 8 months to close. Private equity loves a struggling company they can gut and rebuild. We paid $34 million. Probably overpaid, but the client contracts were valuable. During due diligence, I saw everything. Their financials were way worse than the public numbers showed. My ex-boss had been playing games with revenue recognition, pushing numbers around to inflate quarterly results. Nothing technically illegal, but sketchy as hell. I also saw my ex-wife's compensation package, 180 grand, nice money, but she was getting paid director money to do manager work. Her actual sales numbers were mediocre at best. She was getting paid because she was sleeping with the CEO. The deal closed on a Tuesday. Our CEO announced it company-wide, then announced the new leadership structure. "We're installing new management to turn this acquisition around. Your SVP of operations will serve as acting president during the integration. He reports directly to me." Me? I was the acting president. First day at my old office felt surreal. Same building, same conference rooms, different names on the doors. I got there early, spent the morning reviewing org charts, compensation data, performance reviews, building my list. My ex-wife's file was on the 3rd floor. Regional Sales Director, same title she'd gotten 6 years ago, never promoted since. Her performance reviews were, let's say, generous. Clearly written by someone who was biased. Her actual numbers showed declining performance 3 straight years. My ex-boss, the now former CEO, had been let go as part of the acquisition. Golden parachute, non-compete, gone. He wasn't my concern anymore. But she was still here, still employed. I called an all-hands meeting for that afternoon. Conference room packed with about 60 employees looking nervous. Acquisitions scare people. And there she was, middle of the room. Saw me walk in and her face went completely white. She knew, immediately knew who I was and what this meant. I kept it professional, introduced myself, talked about the transition, the integration plan, what it meant for everyone. Standard corporate messaging. "There will be organizational changes over the next few weeks," I said. "Some redundancies will be eliminated. Some roles will be restructured. We'll meet with each department this week to discuss specifics." Her hand shot up. "Will there be severance packages for people who are let go?" I looked directly at her for the first time. "For eligible employees, yes. Standard severance based on tenure." Her face flushed. She knew performance-based terminations don't get severance. After the meeting, she tried to corner me in the hallway. "We need to talk." "Do we?" "You can't do this. You can't just come in here and..." "I'm not doing anything to you specifically. I'm running a business. If you have concerns about your role, schedule time with HR. This is personal and you know it." People were watching now. I kept my voice level. "This is purely professional. You're an employee of a company I now oversee. That's the extent of our relationship." She started crying right there in the hallway. "You're really gonna fire me? After everything?" "After everything?" I almost laughed. "Yeah, after everything." Walked away. Left her standing there sobbing while her coworkers pretended not to notice. Spent the rest of that week in department meetings, talking to managers, team leads, reviewing operations. Her name kept coming up. "She doesn't actually manage the team," one of her direct reports told me privately. "She shows up for big meetings and takes credit for our work. We do everything." How'd she keep her role this long? The employee looked uncomfortable. Previous CEO protected her. Understood. By the end of the week, I had my termination list. 18 people. Redundant positions, consistent poor performers, people who'd mentally checked out years ago. Her name was on it. Scheduled the meetings for the following week. HR would deliver the news, but I'd be present for each one. That's what actual leaders do. They They don't hide behind HR. She was scheduled for mid-morning, walked in looking defiant. Like she'd spent the weekend convincing herself she was untouchable. "Have a seat," the HR director said. "I don't need to sit. I know what this is." "Then you know we're terminating your employment, effective immediately." "You can't do this. I'll sue. This is retaliation." I spoke for the first time. "It's performance-based termination. You've missed targets 3 consecutive years. Your team has filed multiple complaints about your leadership. You're being compensated $40,000 above market rate for work you're not actually doing. This has nothing to do with our personal history." That's complete garbage. You're doing this because of the divorce. The divorce was 6 years ago. I'm doing this because you're not good at your job and this company can't afford dead weight. She turned to the HR director. "My reviews were always positive. The former CEO were written by someone with a personal relationship with you," the HR director said calmly. "We've reviewed your actual performance metrics. The termination stands." "I'll sue. I'll take everything from you." "You're welcome to try," I said, "but you won't win. We have 3 years of documentation, missed quotas, complaints from direct reports, compensation analysis showing you were overpaid. We're terminating for cause, no severance." The color drained from her face. "No severance. Cause-based terminations aren't eligible." "You can't. I have a mortgage. I have bills. Should have thought about that before spending 3 years coasting on your boyfriend's protection instead of actually doing your job." She stood up so fast her chair tipped over. "You pathetic little man. You think you're so important now? You're nothing. You'll always be nothing." Security was already at the door. I'd requested they be nearby. "Escort her out. She has 15 minutes to collect personal items, nothing else," she screamed the entire way down the hall. This called me every name you can imagine. Her former co-workers just stared in silence. I went back to my office, sat down, and felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not vindication, just empty. She destroyed me 6 years ago because I wasn't climbing fast enough and she wanted to ride someone else's coattails to success. Now she was unemployed and I was running the company. Life's funny that way. Update 2. The weeks after I fired her were messy. Word spread fast about my connection to the former CEO and my ex-wife. Office gossip was brutal. Some people thought I was justified. Others thought it was petty revenge. Didn't care what they thought. Had a company to fix. My ex-wife didn't go quietly though. Of course not. About 2 weeks later, got a letter from her attorney. Wrongful termination, hostile work environment, retaliation, all the standard stuff. They wanted her job back plus damages. Our legal team literally laughed when they read it. "She has no case," our attorney told me. "We have years of documented performance issues. Multiple complaints from subordinates about her leadership. Compensation data showing she was significantly overpaid for her output. She's suing because she's angry, not because she has legal standing." What should I do? Nothing. We'll respond through proper channels. This'll die in discovery when she realizes she can't afford to litigate against a corporation with actual resources. They were right. Her attorney withdrew the suit within a month. Probably figured out she couldn't pay their retainer once unemployment ran out. But she tried other approaches. Started reaching out to my former coworkers. People I'd worked with years ago, trying to build some narrative that I was vindictive and unstable. That the company was in danger under my leadership. Most people ignored her. A few reached out to me directly. "Hey, your ex is messaging people trying to trash talk you. Thought you should know. Appreciate the heads up. Don't engage with her." Wasn't planning on it. She sounds kind of unhinged, honestly. Then she went after the company publicly. Posted reviews on job sites claiming toxic leadership and discrimination. Posted on industry forums about how we supposedly mistreated employees. Our PR team handled it. Flagged reviews that violated terms of service. Former employees posting more than 60 days after termination. Most got removed. The forum posts were trickier, but our general counsel sent cease and desist letters about potential defamation. That shut her up pretty quick. Meanwhile, I was actually fixing the company. Cut redundant positions, not just hers, but a whole layer of management bloat. Renegotiated vendor contracts that were way overpriced. Restructured teams around actual performance metrics instead of who was friends with who. First quarter under new management, we beat projections by 12%. Second quarter, 15%. By third quarter, we'd recovered most of what the previous leadership had lost. The CEO was thrilled. Board was thrilled. I got promoted to president with full operational control. Salary jumped to $285 plus significantly more equity. Everything I'd lost in the divorce, the money, the house, the stability, I'd earned back, and then some. On my own merit, without sleeping with anyone or backstabbing my way up. One random morning, maybe 4 months after I'd fired her, I ran into my ex-wife at a coffee shop. Total coincidence. I was grabbing coffee before a meeting. She was sitting there with her laptop, probably job hunting. She saw me. I saw her. I almost just left, but she walked over. "Can we talk, please?" "I don't think that's a good idea." "5 minutes, please." Against my better judgment, I sat down. She looked tired, older. The smugness I remembered from 6 years ago was completely gone. "I'm sorry," she said, "for everything. The affair, the divorce, what I said about you never being CEO, all of it." I just stared at her. "I was wrong about you, about everything. I made terrible choices and now I'm paying for them." "Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say? You destroyed our marriage because my career trajectory wasn't impressive enough for you. You cheated with my boss to advance yours. You took me to the cleaners in divorce court with false accusations. And now you're sorry?" I was young. I was stupid. I thought. You thought I wasn't good enough, and honestly, maybe I wasn't back then. I was comfortable being a senior manager. Maybe I would have stayed there forever if you hadn't blown up my entire life. She looked down at her coffee. "I heard you're president now." "Yeah, and you're doing well?" "Very well. I'm happy for you, really." "Are you? Because you look miserable." She flinched but didn't argue. "I deserve that." "You deserve worse, but I'm not interested in revenge anymore. Watching you crash from your own bad decisions is enough." Things with him fell apart completely. After he got fired, he blamed me for everything, said I distracted him, that I ruined his career. We broke up, now he's trying to sue the company. I know, I saw the filing, he won't win. I'm unemployed, lost the house, couldn't keep up payments without my salary. Living with my sister now, can't even get interviews because word spread about what happened. That's rough. Can you help me? Just a reference or something? Anything? Absolutely not. Please, I'm desperate. You were desperate 6 years ago to get ahead. You used people, used me, destroyed me in court with lies. Now you're dealing with the consequences of burning every bridge you ever had. I made mistakes. You made choices. Choices have consequences. You chose to cheat, chose to lie about me in court, chose to coast on your boyfriend's protection instead of actually being good at your job. Now you're unemployed and unhireable. That's on you. I stood up. I'm not going to help you. But I'm also not going to keep hurting you. You're doing that fine on your own. We're not friends. We're not anything. Move on with your life and leave me out of it. You've changed. You're cold now. No, I just stopped letting people walk all over me. There's a difference. Left her sitting there. Didn't look back. Final update. Been about 18 months since I fired my ex-wife. 2 years since the acquisition. Figure it's time for a final update since people keep asking. The company is thriving. Revenue's up 34% year over year. We've expanded into 2 new markets. Turned things around so completely that our parent company promoted me to CEO last quarter. Actual CEO. The exact title my ex-wife said I'd never have. Making $340,000 base plus equity that's actually valuable. Bought a house last year, really nice place, 3 bedrooms, good neighborhood, no drama this time. Started seeing someone about a year ago. She's a consultant, different firm entirely. Smart, driven, doesn't need me to advance her career. We're taking it slow, but it's good. Healthy. Built on actual mutual respect instead of whatever my marriage was. My ex-wife? Heard through mutual acquaintances, she eventually found work. Sales coordinator at some small firm. Entry-level position, probably making 55 grand if she's lucky. She's in her early 40s, basically starting her career over from scratch. Her ex, my old boss, lost his wrongful termination lawsuit. Turns out golden parachutes have clauses about documented performance. When we showed the judge evidence of his creative accounting practices, the case collapsed fast. Last I heard, he's doing contract consulting work, nowhere near executive level anymore. People ask if I feel bad about how things turned out for her. Honestly, no. She looked at me 6 years ago and said I'd never be CEO. Said I should be grateful she stuck around despite my limitations. Then she cheated with my boss, destroyed me in divorce court, and took everything she could. I didn't plan revenge, didn't scheme to take over the company just to fire her. I worked hard, got better, took opportunities when they came. The fact that one of those opportunities led me back to that company was just luck. What I did with that opportunity was pure business. She got fired because she was genuinely bad at her job. The previous CEO protected her because they were sleeping together. Once he was gone and actual performance mattered, she couldn't cut it. That's not revenge. That's just natural consequences. Someone sent me a screenshot a while back. My ex-wife had posted something on social media about toxic men who abuse power and how karma comes for everyone eventually. I actually laughed, because karma is real. She got back exactly what she put out into the world. She wanted a husband who was CEO, she got one. Just not how she expected. She wanted to advance her career by any means necessary. She did, right into unemployment. She thought I'd never amount to anything. Turns out she was very, very wrong. The best revenge isn't some elaborate scheme, it's success. It's living well while the people who wronged you self-destruct from their own terrible choices. I'm done thinking about her. Done caring what she thinks or does. I've got a company to run, a relationship to build, and a life that's actually good now. She can figure out hers on her own. To everyone who's messaged support over the months, thanks. To anyone who thinks I should have given her a second chance or helped her out, hard disagree. She made her bed. She can lie in it. Some people think holding others accountable makes you vindictive. I think letting people face natural consequences just makes you sane. She destroyed my life because I wasn't climbing the ladder fast enough for her taste. I rebuilt it completely on my own terms. Now I'm at the top, and she's starting over at the bottom. That's not revenge. That's just life being fair for once.